Okay. So crypto has done basically nothing for a month, and normally that's a nothing to see here video. But this one's actually interesting. So stick with me for the next 10 minutes. We talk about a breadth report and really interesting charts. So starting with our research dashboard, we have the top 100 index here, and you see about 2.5% down over the last 30 days. Over the last week, minus 2%. And Bitcoin is just sitting there. It's boxed between support around 62,000 and 68. So also Bitcoin dominance is parked near 56.5%. Altcoin season indicator stuck below 50, and everyone's calling it the same thing, a consolidation. And I think that's the lazy answer. There's something happening underneath the price that the chart alone won't show you. So, and let's get into the breadth report here. Or maybe before we go to the breadth report, we start with this Bitcoin chart here, because here's the thing I want you to keep in your head for the rest of this video. So low volatility doesn't just stay low volatility forever. It resolves, and it always resolves into a move that's kind of the nature of compression and in markets, but also in pretty much everything in life. So the real question was never, do we get a breakout? It's which way does it break? And normally I'd tell you honestly, a range this tight here. Yeah, if you look at these small bars here, it's close to a coin flip. Also, we have very low volume. But the heat index data this week actually gives us a clue. And it's not the clue you'd get just from looking at the chart. Yeah, and also, if you look at our top 100 index, our MVDA top 100 just made a lower low, then it printed back on February 5, the great sell-off. And February, remember, was the capitulation event, the one where the heat index got pinned at 2%, basically the floor of the scale for a lot of sessions. That's here. You saw that we are here in the capitulation zone. So that's something to remember here. And so here's the weird part. The heat index right now is reading around 30%. That's not anywhere near the floor. And that's neutral territory, and it's held there for over 40 straight days. And 3 of the 4 things feeding into that composite are meaningfully better than they were back in February. Yeah. So if you scroll down, coins above their 200-day average, that went from 1% to over 20%. The altcoin season piece of the composite from 14% to up to almost 42%. And also net new highs minus new lows from minus 90 up to just minus 13%. So the top 100 broke to a new low, but participation did not follow it down. And that's a positive divergence. And historically, that's the kind of thing that shows up before absorption turns into actual repair. But I think we are not there yet. And I'll tell you why in a second. But that gap between what price is doing and what participation is doing, that's the most useful thing in this whole report. And barely anyone is talking about it. And here comes the honest part, because I'm not going to sell you a clean bottom call here. One of those 4 indicators did not improve, and that's the advanced decline line for the top 50, just closed at a low and that's the weakest print in 11 years of this data. And it's not just weak, it's still getting worse. So here's how we are thinking about it internally. This looks like absorption. Yeah, the selling pressure you'd normally expect on a new low. It's just not showing up broadly. So that's a real meaningfully different market than the one we had in February. But absorption is a precondition for a bottom. It's not proof of one. And until the advanced decline line actually turns, we are calling this something to watch, not something to act on. A couple of more things. If you're picking individual names, rather than just watching the index, if you go to our trend section, the trend lens, you see leadership this past month has been almost entirely rotational. Eight of our top 10 leaders against Bitcoin weren't leaders 2 weeks ago. And that's not a group establishing itself. That's just positioning, getting unwound and reshuffled around. So in sectors, nobody actually beat Bitcoin cleanly, I have to say, across both the 1 month and 3 month windows. And whatever looked like sector leadership on one time frame just didn't hold up when you checked it on the other. So yeah, 3 things we're actually watching into the next issue. One, does the advanced decline line stop getting worse? Yeah, that's the holdout. And it's the one that turns absorption into a confirmation. And 2, do small caps start leading, which pulls us out of a broad bear. Yeah, we don't see it here. You see the orange line, small caps. It's just going down. And 3, does the leadership list actually hold still for more than 2 weeks instead of turning over completely? So none of those 3 have happened yet. And honestly, that's the whole difference between a coiled spring and a market that just keeps compressing sideways forever. Yeah, so where does that leave us? We have a new low in price and the broad top 100s. We have no capitulation reading underneath it. That's the bullish thing. A real divergence in participation that most people aren't looking at. And one indicator still saying not yet, the advanced decline line. So it's a market that's storing energy. What you see here, we are storing energy. So we have to wait until the internals leaning less bearish than the chart makes it look, and a short list of specific things that need to happen before we know which way that energy goes. So the full report, where do we have it? Sorry. The full report is also linked below if you want the whole charts. And I hope to see you next week. Happy weekend.